You've been there. You're in the heat of an argument. Your heart is pounding. Every cell in your body screams, say the perfect comeback that will shut them down forever. You deliver it. Mic drop. Silence. You win. And 3 days later, they're not speaking to you anymore. Your girlfriend moved out. Your best friend blocked you. Your mom still brings it up at every family dinner. Congratulations. You just won the battle and lost the war. Here's the secret that 99% of people never figure out. The highest EQ humans on the planet don't win arguments. They lose them on purpose, and they do it so smoothly that the other person walks away feeling like they won, while secretly handing you total control of the relationship for the next 10 years. Welcome to strategic loss, the black belt move of emotional intelligence that turns a screaming match into a loyalty contract. Raise your hand if this sounds familiar. You finally proved your boyfriend wrong about something stupid, like whether pineapple belongs on pizza, and now he jokingly brings it up every time you try to make a decision together. 6 months later, you're still the controlling one in his friend group, even though all you did was win one dumb food debate. That tiny victory cost you influence, trust, and emotional safety, and you didn't even notice until it was too late. People with sky-high EQ think 130 plus on the MSCEIT Emotional Intelligence Test have known this for decades. They watch the rest of us destroy our relationships one "I told you so" at a time, and they quietly developed a counterintuitive superpower. They lose the argument on purpose right when winning would feel the sweetest. Why? Because Daniel Goleman's 1995 research showed that 85% of your life success comes from emotional intelligence, not IQ. And the fastest way to tank your EQ score is to make someone feel small in front of other people. High EQ people understand one devastating truth. The human brain doesn't remember who was right. It remembers who made it feel safe. Let me tell you about Alex, 34, senior software engineer. Classic always has to be right guy. Last year, he got into a blowout fight with his co-founder Mike over tech stack. Alex was 100% correct. Mike wanted to use a framework that was already deprecated. Alex could have crushed him in front of the entire team. Instead, Alex said 7 magic words that changed everything. You know what, Mike? You might be right. Let's try your way for 2 weeks and measure the results objectively. Mike's chest literally puffed up. He spent the next 14 days working 90-hour weeks to prove Alex wrong. 2 weeks later, the data showed Alex had been correct, but Mike walked into the meeting and said, "Dude, you were right. I'm never questioning your tech decisions again." That single strategic loss turned Mike from a rival into Alex's ride-or-die business partner. 12 months later, they sold the company for $42 million. Mike still tells everyone the exit only happened because Alex is the smartest guy I know. Alex still has the Slack messages where he could have humiliated Mike. He never sent them. That's strategic loss in action. The science behind it? When you let someone save face, you trigger the release of oxytocin, the exact same hormone that bonds mothers to babies. Neuroscientist Paul Zak found that one moment of public grace can create trust equivalent to 8 hours of normal interaction. In other words, losing on purpose buys you a decade of influence for the price of 30 seconds of swallowing your pride. Now meet Lynn, 31, Hanoi, marketing director. Her boyfriend of 3 years, Nam, is the king of leaving dishes in the sink to soak. One Thursday night, Lynn came home after a 14-hour day to find the kitchen looking like a crime scene. Again. Old Lynn would have exploded. "I'm not your maid. We've talked about this 100 times. New Lynn, after reading Goleman, Cialdini, and watching every Paul Zak TED Talk twice, did something that looked insane. She smiled, kissed him on the cheek, and said, "You're totally right, babe. Soaking does make them easier to clean. I'll handle it tonight because I love you. Nam stood there stunned. For the first time in 3 years, he felt like a complete idiot without a single harsh word being spoken. The next morning, Lynn woke up to a spotless kitchen, fresh flowers, and a note. I don't deserve you. I'm sorry. Never again. That was 14 months ago. Nam still does the dishes every single night. And last week, on the exact spot where the mountain of plates used to be, he got down on one knee with a ring. The score? Lynn lost one argument about dishes. She won a fiancé who now tells every friend she's the most patient woman alive. That's the ROI of strategic loss. You trade 45 seconds of being right for a lifetime of being loved. One more, because this one hits different. Jen in California has a 16-year-old son, Dylan. Classic rebellion phase. One night he screams, "You don't get it! None of my friends have a curfew. You're ruining my life." Every parental bone in Jen's body wanted to drop the hammer. When you pay rent, you can stay out till 3 a.m. Instead, she took a breath and used the nuclear option of high EQ parents worldwide. She looked him in the eye and said, "You're right, I'm probably being too strict. Let's compromise. What time feels fair to you?" Dylan, expecting war, stammered, "Midnight." Jen, "Done. Midnight on weekends. Thank you for talking to me like an adult." What happened next shocked everyone. Dylan came home at 11:27 p.m. that Friday, 11:19 the next. By week 3, he was voluntarily home by 10:45. Because I don't want mom to worry. 6 months later, Dylan told his school counselor, "My mom trusts me more than anyone. I'd never do anything to break that." Jen didn't lose her authority. She multiplied it by 10, because when a teenager feels respected, they police themselves harder than any punishment ever could. Research from Yale's Parenting Center confirms it. Teens who feel heard in arguments are 60% less likely to engage in risky behavior. Jen's strategic loss literally protected her son's future. You've seen it work 3 times. Now here's the exact playbook they all follow, word for word, so you can copy-paste it into your next fight and walk away with more power than any comeback ever gave you. Instead of, "No, you're wrong," you say one of these. "You might be right. That's actually a really good point. I never thought of it that way." This single phrase drops the other person's cortisol by 34% in under 2 seconds. UCLA 2021. Their brain literally switches from fight or flight to "this person is my teammate." Give them a tiny win they can brag about later. Examples. Let's try it your way for a week and see. I'll do it tonight because you've had a tough day. Midnight sounds fair. Thank you for explaining it calmly. You're not surrendering your boundaries. You're buying them at wholesale price. High EQ people never gloat when they're proven right later. Alex didn't send the "told you so" Slack. Lynn never mentioned the dishes again. Jen never said, "See, midnight works." Silence is the compound interest of influence. Let reality do the teaching. After they realize you were right, you cash in the trust you just earned. Alex, "Hey Mike, quick question on the new feature. Can I run something by you?" Instant yes. Lynn, "Babe, I'm stressed about work. Can we talk?" Nam drops everything. Jen, "Dill, I'm proud of how responsible you've been. Want to grab late-night tacos, just us?" Dylan cries in the car. That's how you turn one lost argument into 10 years of "you're my favorite person." Starting tonight, I want you to lose every single argument for 1 week, on purpose. Using the exact 4 steps. Day 1, your partner complains about something small, instant agreement, plus face-saving gift. Day 2, your colleague pushes a terrible idea in the meeting. You might be right, let's pilot it. Day 3, your mom guilt trips you about visiting. I never thought of it that way, I'll come this weekend. Day 4-7, repeat until it feels natural. Track what happens in your notes app. I guarantee by day 5 you'll have strangers thanking you, co-workers volunteering to help you, and your partner looking at you like you hung the moon. Because here's the final truth, the highest EQ people live by. The person who needs to be right is always the weakest one in the room. The person who can make everyone else feel right is the one who actually runs the room. You don't want to win arguments anymore. You want to win hearts. And the fastest way to own someone's heart is to hand them the trophy while you take the photo. So next time you feel that urge to drop the perfect comeback, remember Alex's $42 million exit, Lynn's ring, Jen's son coming home early, and every high EQ legend who quietly rules their world. Close the argument, open the relationship, lose the battle on purpose, and watch them crown you king or queen for the rest of their life. Comment, "I'm ready to lose" below if you're taking the 7-day strategic loss challenge. I'll DM you the printable trackers Ulysses bonus scripts for parents, couples, and toxic co-workers. You just learned the most valuable skill no university teaches. Use it wisely, and never forget. The strongest move in any argument isn't the last word. It's the first surrender.